What, as a parent, could you not believe you had to explain to another parent? 1. I have a coworker who is pretty immature. He and his wife decided to have a baby, and given his narcissistic personality, many of us were worried. During the baby years, he was mostly disinterested, so things weren't terrible. But when his daughter became a toddler, trouble began. One day, he came to work upset. He explained that he was rushing his daughter to get ready for daycare, forcing her to dress quickly. She threw a tantrum, and when he continued dressing her, she bit him. To teach her a lesson, he bit her back hard. His wife was furious, and he couldn't understand why. I explained that as the adult, it was his job to teach his daughter not to bite. By biting her back, he was teaching her that biting is acceptable, that the stronger person wins, and that she couldn't trust her father in moments when she lost control. He dismissed tantrums as manipulative behavior. I explained that toddlers have tantrums because they feel overwhelmed or out of control. When I asked how much time he gave her to get ready in the mornings, he admitted he woke her up, dressed and fed her, and was out the door within 15 minutes. I suggested he wake her an hour earlier, give her time to wake up, let her dress herself, and have a relaxed breakfast. He scoffed, "You act like they aren't kids but real people." I replied, "I do, because they are." I asked how he would feel if someone forced him to wake up, quickly dressed him, and ignored his distress. He looked flabbergasted. I think it dawned on him, for the first time, that his children were independent people, not extensions of himself. Unfortunately, this didn't stick. His 12-year-old daughter now refuses to speak to him, and after his divorce, she won't see him anymore. 2. My neighbor's daughter was about 11 when this happened. She wanted to join my older kids at the swim park, but they didn't have room for her in the car. I had to tell her she couldn't go, which I felt bad about. Her mom called me, insisting her daughter should go because she already started her menstrual cycle. I thought she misunderstood and explained that it was a matter of space in the car. She continued to insist, she has her period. Confused, I finally asked what that had to do with anything. Her answer suggested she believed having her period meant her daughter was automatically more mature and capable. I tried to explain that maturity doesn't work that way. To this day, I have no idea how her menstrual cycle factored into the argument. 3. I'm not a parent, but as a teacher, I once had to explain to a mother the importance of bedtimes. Her 7-year-old son was always tired, had difficulty staying awake in class, and wasn't performing well academically. When his mom came to discuss his poor grades, I discovered she thought he was sleeping too much. She was keeping him up until midnight and waking him at 6 a.m. I explained that growing children need at least 10 hours of sleep per night for their bodies to grow and heal. She started putting him to bed at 8 p.m., especially on school nights. Within a week, he was brighter, more alert, and his work improved immensely. About a month later, he gave me a big hug and thanked me for telling his mom he needed more sleep. 4. My daughter became a mom at 22. She, like many of her generation, spent a lot of time scrolling through social media and taking selfies. When she stayed with me for a while, I noticed that while she was attentive in feeding and changing her baby, she didn't talk to her much. She'd put her daughter in a playpen or on a mat, but there wasn't much verbal interaction. I explained to her that talking to her baby was crucial for language development. Babies learn to speak by hearing their parents talk and seeing their expressions. My granddaughter was a late talker, which concerned me. Now at 4, she talks circles around all of us. She's funny, bright, and articulate. I think new parents often don't realize how important it is to engage with their babies through speech, even when all the baby can do is coo and smile back. 5. Not me, but my mom had an unbelievable experience. She was pregnant, knitting baby clothes with another expectant mother. The other woman said, "Sometimes when I look at my belly button and see how small it is, I can't believe it's going to open up big enough for a baby to come out." My mom was stunned. She explained that the baby comes out through the same place where the sperm went in.